Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Smart Match TV, where we are specializing in helping matchmakers, connectors all around the world to do their business. We provide software for communities, for matchmakers, for organizations like membership organizations. And today we have one of our clients, Brad Peters, who is the CDO, Chief Development Officer for Speed Mingle, a company specializing in speed dating and networking experience. And since 2001, guys. So there's a lot of experience here to share and to learn from. I give you Brad Peters. Brad, welcome.
Thanks, Tim. Great to have me on today. I look forward to these all the time. Like telling our story because it's actually quite interesting from my background in the hotel and hospitality industry and launching this and then getting out and back in. So it's definitely different.
All right, and I love that you preceded my question and sort of semi-answered it, but I think there's a lot more into it. So let's just go for it. I would like to actually ask you this. My first question always is, how did you get into this wonderful business? What's your background, and what sparked the idea? You know,
Well, basically, back in 2001, Speed Mingle was launched as the 4 minute day from Christian Screen, who developed it out of Omaha, Nebraska. And he started doing licensing and so on, came to Birmingham, Alabama to do an event and was basically starting trying to get licensees. He and I talked. And of course, being an entrepreneur that I am, there were things I wanted to change, things he wanted to wouldn't give on. So I said, no, I'm not going to do it. And he reached out to me because he and I had a few other conversations through the years as the concept was running, and I attended a few events, being single. And in 2004, he put the company up for sale, the concept for sale, because he was entering back into the corporate market. So I purchased it, moved basically the concept from based out of Omaha, Nebraska to Birmingham, Alabama. Okay. Um, from 2004 till towards the middle of 2009, we ran it as a speed dating company, um, doing different events, basically concentrating on the 4 minute day. Then, basically, when the economy tanked here in the U.S. in '09, is and the popularity of mobile apps, dating apps, as well as mobile dating websites got popular. I just shut it down because we were breaking we were close to breaking even, but weren't making enough money to keep it sustainable. And
and I
I
suppose it was done in like a traditional way, right? You have the tables and just
correct. It was
circle,
basically the 4 minute dates. The women sit down, the men move
right?
every
And
4 minutes.
the feedback is on the paper, right? Like
Actually, no. Trying to remember. Yeah, he had scorecards and send out their matches beforehand.
right.
So I put it in the closet, threw it away, and basically, okay, it's there. I've got the concept, kept trademark and everything up. And when I relocated to Pensacola, Florida in 2009, excuse me, back up in October 2020, had a tough time starting to meet people for about a year and a half. And it's kind of like, oh man, this is getting frustrating because it was a very cliquish town. And if you're not familiar with Pensacola, we have a Navy base here where the Blue Angels are based out of. So it's a lot of transient people um, for it. So it was kind of tough to turn around and make that niche, even though I was very outgoing. Going out is just finding those people. So about this in January of last year, I basically started researching on how and it would it be feasible to make this work where I wouldn't lose money to relaunch it. So I did my research, then I reached out to several firms and actually started working with SmartMatch, met with your salesperson and your sister concept Speed Match, and decided that would work for what we needed. Put everything together, got the website built, and we did our first event I think on October 23rd of last year. And there were certain things to learn here or there through it. And process is we looked at different problems that we're having beforehand, and I saw them again as we relaunch. Nobody knows the rules of dating anymore.
Yeah.
Trying to balance men and women on a speed date is ridiculous, more or less with age groups.
Forget it.
There's no way. As well as who's attracted to who, da da da, and so on. So basically, we looked at combining speed dating and business after hours together and focused on the name Speed Mingle. So what we do is when people arrive, they can connect for friendship, business, mentorship, a hangout, or and I call it, and some people get a kick out of it, a good old fashioned hookup.
It,
It, it goes
it's
that
amazing.
far.
It's an amazing concept because I do know that a lot of our clients, when they get into the speed dating business, it's a very difficult act to to balance men and women. Like you said, it's maybe one of the main challenges. You know, there's always not enough people, and the ages. Then so you are basically you don't have anyone sitting out because you are always meeting someone for one reason or the other. You either making a friend or a business acquaintance or let's call it a dating experience.
Exactly. And prior to the event, they fill out their profile. And we match them on interest. I mean, we don't match on gender, religion, politics, or anything. We
Good
do.
for you. You're all good.
We did. We want to get a broad range.
Yeah.
It is because once again, is we have generation, what generation you are. That's kind of our deal breaker where we first get those matches, unless they choose where they want to connect with different age groups. And we do by generations,
All
not
right. Tell me
20s,
more about
30s.
that. How do you call them or how do you
Basically,
categorize?
it's the same thing that public is. You got baby boomers, Generation X, Y, millennials, Z,
That's it. Okay.
and
Okay. That's a deal breaker, right? Okay.
that's our deal breaker. Trying to limit the number of people they may connect with, unless they choose they want to connect with different age brackets.
Okay.
And then we take what their interests are. So it's just like you and Tim, you and I meet at the event. You like kayaking, fishing, and canoeing. I may have a new fishing buddy I can go out and fish with. And
Yeah.
once again, is that is a friendship because as adults, especially if you transfer into an area or move to an area and you're not good, not have a way to meet, most adults don't know how to meet people. They don't want to
Yeah.
do things socialize with people they work with or the person in the carpool lane if they've got kids. So it's worked very well, especially for females. We've had that happen a good bit because once again, we're very heavy with females at events. About 60% are female, 40% are men.
Normal. Even worse in some cases in terms
Yeah.
of like the balance could be 80-20 or even 7-30. It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, it's just like I had an event in Ocean Springs, Mississippi last month. Had 24 people signed up. All 24 showed up, but let me rephrase that. We had 24 people show up, is 5 men showed up, the other were all females. So pretty much we had 5 tables and every guy sat at a table and all the women we moved around.
Yeah.
But what happened is all the ladies still left very happy from the event because they got to meet new people. Because how we started engaging people instead of doing one-on-one, we've got groups of 4 to 6, depending on the layout of the facility. And we've introduced a new card game called Hello Awkward, which was something that was on Shark Tank on ABC this year. It's conversation starters. And that has prompted us to, in the fall, when we get our October anniversary date, introducing our own called 52 plus 2, because we can change up the cards a little bit more, and they're going to be a size of a deck of cards.
Real
But,
card.
and once again, it brings up anything for topics for just general talk to dating, about relationships, and even sex. And I always cut up with people that there's one card that's in there talks about sucking toes on the sex category. And that always gets people laughing. In fact, one event, I picked on 2 people that were there, and I'll be doggone, this first card they drew was a sucking toe card. And
That's a wonderful conversation.
I said, I wish it on them. But once again, it's getting people out there to merge. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. People are spending a lot of time isolated at work, computers, phones, and what have you. It's a really wonderful way to get out and actually force people to actually go and interact. It's like you can't escape. You cannot stand with your little cocktail in the corner in that kind of event. You gotta engage. That's what I love about speed dating or speed networking concept. But what I love about yours is an eye opener for me. It's like it's a social event.
Yeah. And that's what we've made it. And we make people put their phones away. We do not use your software until the end of the event when they connect and how they communicate with the people to connect.
They
We
have
want
all the contacts in the in the app. They can go there
exactly.
round by round, post event. No, nobody prevents them
Yeah,
from
like I
that.
said, we don't even use your rounding events because once again, that's more one on one. Is we use the 9 rounds because we group people together, how
Okay,
they arrive, and so on. So, and we basically, I just did something very simple. Is got colored name tags of 5 different colors, and depending on the makeup of the room and how many people we have, we number the tables. Whatever numbers on their name tag is where they start, and then we just simply spin a wheel to change by color,
interesting.
and
Yeah,
then
so the app is just helping you to collect feedback post event in the easy way. It's all in one place, and they can after the event love it. So they only can do the connection and start chatting only after the event, like post event, like
and
maybe.
that bingo, because we want people to talk one on one. We want them to get off this thing.
Yeah, yeah.
And by the way, that's my little buddy there,
It's,
Bo.
oh, look at that!
That's my
Hence,
co-host.
that's the whole. Okay, yeah. He definitely no one can escape. No one can escape actually going in. And
Here's
sitting down.
a better, fuller shot.
Yeah. Well, handsome.
Yeah, there
I
he is.
he must be the center of the show over there. The
He
center of
is, in
attention.
fact, at one event a few months back, somebody asked, "Can we match with a dog?" I went, "Sure," but the owner comes with the dog.
Oh no.
So that way everybody connects with someone because Bo does everything.
He does everything.
He matches with every generation, every interest, everything. So
he
nobody's
has
by themselves. So they
he
always
has
at least connect
answer
with a
for every
dog.
he has answer for every question, right, Brad?
Correct.
Every conversation starter. He got it. Well, thank you for sharing this. This is a wonderful. So this is very wonderful introduction to what you do and why you actually said in the beginning. This is a very different experience. Um, can I please ask you what kind of feedback you get? Maybe tell us a couple of success stories or a couple of specific maybe problems you solve for somebody. Could be a business, could be social, could be dating. You never know. Maybe there was some marriages. Tell us something about your experiences. This would be very interesting.
Well, we found that people who are newly divorced or separated, they may not have been dating for a while. This gives them a chance to get out and start talking and not real shy, or want people that are shy to get out of their comfort zone a lot of
Okay.
time. And
Yeah.
that's the big part is getting out of that comfort zone. And we have where we're based here in Pensacola, Florida, is I have several people that do come back from multiple events on a regular basis.
Okay.
Um, and it's mainly male that do, which I applaud them. They're getting out there, they're trying. But I just constantly tell the guys, okay, just give it a shot, give it there. But I have one guy, I just tell him every time, take your damn hat off and dress up. You're
You
supposed to
make
be here
me
to
laugh,
introduce
man.
to meet women, but
You have to give me a second to digest this, right? And then they wonder why, right? Why they can't just
bingo.
take it.
I mean, I don't have all the answers, because I'm divorced, no girlfriend, and so on. But once again, I'm older, so it's kind of like, okay, I'm happy where I am with it. But what has led me to actually we launched, I guess, last month, our own podcast called 21st Century Dating Decoded. And
Okay.
so we're
Yeah.
not doing interviews yet for live like we are now. Is these are pre-recorded sessions about topics that are 3 to 5 minutes long about different topics that are facing out there.
So
Where
what
the
are those topics? I'm so curious now.
well, there's two main new things that are out there that are trending. One is called monkey branching,
Okay.
and one that was out on the news this week called shrekking.
So what is that?
Okay, shrekking, especially we're familiar with the Disney movie Shrek,
Yes.
is basically people are dating people that they may be prettier than the other person, but they're doing it hoping that person they're dating is going to treat them better than that pretty boy or pretty girl they were dating.
Uh, that's a real trend?
That is a trend. It's called shrekking out there. And monkey branching is people hanging on to who they're dating until they feel comfortable with another relationship. So basically, they're cheating on somebody, but they don't want that lull in between. They want to go from one person to the next person.
Okay.
Those
Yeah.
are two of the more current trends out there. But once again, it brings up topics, things that people talk to me, that I start researching and doing development on things, as well as um, just kind of like general information for people and how each generation is totally different. Where a few weeks back we had an article that I published about colored hair, tattoos, and body piercings. Okay, I was raised that wasn't as tolerable. But yet we have Gen Z that's more accepting
Of course.
of
Yeah.
that, and they think it's part of their personality. And of course, millennials were a little bit more accepting. But once again, it sees how things have changed, what how they feel attractive, and so on. And once again, is all different topics that are out there for dating. So it led me. It's kind of like, okay, people talk. It's kind of like, okay, let's go ahead and launch a podcast ourselves. And
Yeah.
also it helps attract people to our events as well and get a following.
100%. It's absolutely a decentralized channel. You know, you can do what you want. You know, talk about any topics you want. That's what I like about YouTube. You know, we don't anymore need to be on a TV station. Literally, everything is happening in this wonderful, uh, channel. You know, you can literally talk about anything. But tell me, how many do you do? How many locations do you do right now? Do you do one location? Maybe people who are watching it want to go join your events. You know.
Well, right now for this first year, I have been personally running all events because I want to work out any details, make sure I want to change things. But we have been interviewing hosts for events in different markets, as well as the biggest goal is for a business actually to buy a license for our concept, and they do it in their own establishment where they can make more money.
Yeah, it's like a franchise or something, right?
Basically, franchise there is because where we've concentrated a lot with doing our events have been at breweries and distilleries. They have empty space during the weekdays and they're dead. And once again, if I can bring 20 to 30 people, up to 40 people in, and they spending 20 to $30 while they're there for 2.5 hours, they love me because it's ringing their cash register. But
That
one
is.
thing I've also done by not just sticking with the Speed Mingle name is we've come up with different themes and kind of concentrating on the markets that we're in, as well as time of the year and so on. Just like I've got one coming up on the 16th of September in St. Petersburg, Florida, and the venue is a more of a I think it's called Tiki Tim's, and they do tacos and tequila specials on Tuesday night. So it's taco talk and tequila thrills speed mingle.
All right.
Uh, And actually, what's odd is I've first time I've ever had 4 events 4 days in a row in different cities. And then we go from there to Jacksonville Beach, Florida, with flip-flops and first dates because the brewery is on the beach, for that. And then, we're back down in the Tampa market, with one we just kinda trying to go into my names, kinda like I couldn't come up with anything. So since we use a Hello Awkward game, is awkward or awesome? Is the event awkward or awesome? And then, as we've gone into football season on Friday back here in Pensacola, it's touchdown or fumble, gridiron, speed mingle. So
So
we're
you
changing up names to fit the venues as well as the concept. So it's just not plain.
and you're doing it for all yourself for now, but you're preparing also to franchise it and to coach, mentor other event entrepreneurs. You know,
Correct.
that's good. That's great because I believe that it's like when there is a lot of technology, we were talking about the phone, right, and everything, but then there's this AI coming up and all this stuff. So everybody's just more and more of the technology, and I think this is just the simple mathematics. When there's some too much of something, there's going to be also a need for something absolutely extremely different, which is personal connections. You know, and and just going out there meeting real people. So that I think is going to be more and more in demand. The more technology we do, the more we're going to crave the personal experiences, especially when it's more thematic or done with care and love, done with the creativity, like the way you're doing it. There is a lot of things that you're building into it, you know gamification, if you wish, is a
That's a
is a
good way of doing it. Is in fact we've even during Gay Pride Month here in the U.S. we teamed up with one of the local breweries and did a speed mingle event for the LGBTQ community, which went fairly well. Not as many in attendance, but was learning. When we've got one coming up later this month for a ladies' night
Huh.
only for women to mingle to meet new friends.
That's right. Yeah. Okay. Makes sense.
And that particular event is SHE Nannigan Speed Mingle Ladies Night.
Wonderful.
So of course the area that we're going to hold it at is going to be only for women, but of course around the bar, of course, we're probably going to have men watching.
That's it. It's a killer. I love it. So you are finding ways to get them out of their houses and just what the name should suggest, mingle. Um, tell me a little bit about how you use the technology for those entrepreneurs, for those people who are curious. What is the app you mentioned, SpeedMatch, which is our technology? But I'm always curious, like how you use it, what kind of problem it solves you, what's your favorite feature, and just to share this with other users.
Well, the biggest thing I like about it is number one, getting away from paper and pen, which most people who do speed dating do, and it doesn't give a lot of privacy because they'll basically send you an email at a standard speed dating event if they're being mom and pop. Is there's their phone number, there's their email address, and there's no privacy, even their last name. Here we only let their first name, and they have to connect in the app and chat, and they have to make their connections or their what you term feedback. I call a connection, how they want to connect with someone within 48 hours after the event. And we send them out reminders and so on so they can continue talking until they're ready to release their personal information.
Yeah,
Because
so the
privacy is a big
automation,
thing.
yeah, reminders, automations, and the ability to keep everything private in the app.
Yeah. And one thing this is going to be our first month. We've actually gone above where we've had an average of over 100 people last month attend events. So you got
Wow,
more money, Tim. So
time
we've
people,
got so we've gone from your pro plan to your next one, whichever that is, I can't remember.
the business one next.
And we can take advantage of the customized emails versus doing all our emails through Eventbrite. So it's
Yeah.
one standard way of doing it.
So
Uh,
yeah, all of the messages are completely customizable, and I think feedback buttons too. Like you can actually use all. I don't know if it's already you're already using it, but the feedback buttons as well. Like for your concept, you can actually upload your own icons and call them any way you want. We have connect, match, like, or you can call it anything else. So
and like I said, we're just where it is because once again, as a small business person, I didn't want to jump in all the way. I mean, personally, I'd love to have the portal completely with our name and not Speed Match on there. But once again, we don't have the turnaround, the number of people to use it, so I don't want wasted money at
yeah,
all.
yeah. The white label, that's what you're referring to. So yeah, we have the white label version. You can brand it all the way and it will look and it will feel like your own app, but without all the development shenanigans. You don't have to waste your time on developing it from scratch. Yeah, that's available, and I'm happy to hear the numbers though are growing. Your
We
numbers.
are right now in the month of September. We actually have 9 events going on. Last
Seriously.
month we had 8. And
Seriously.
October,
This is
we'll probably have close to 8 or 9, and I'm running all of them. Uh, and of course, we'll see a slowdown in November and December and January because of the
yeah.
holiday.
And I exactly, and I think that yes, you can run them all yourself, probably also because the technology helps you automate certain things, right? Optimize and less manual work. That also I think is helping you to scale. And I suppose if you can do it, you can teach others. You can teach others to do so many events in a month. So it can actually be you can turn profits.
Yeah, you can. And what's helped tremendously us to expand and do coming up with theme names, logos, keep costs down is the use of AI. Because once again, and I've been using Gemini with Google to come up with theme names. Okay, here's my basic idea. Bingo, create me a logo. Because once again, you sit there and think over and over again, what can I come up with? Because where a good part that helps me with this, coming up with themes and so on, is my earlier days in the hospitality industry. I started in the hotel and restaurant industry as a bar back and a doorman at a nightclub in the late 80s, the last hurrah of nightclubs. But in order to get promoted in the hospitality industry, in the hotel end, you had to learn the bar end of the business because hotels have a different dynamic where banquets are their main business. It used to be nightclubs.
Okay.
Um, and I had to learn advertising, promotions, things of that nature.
Everything that goes with the business.
And once again, is a lot of people don't know that, they don't think about that.
Yeah, yeah. You had to either learn it yourself or find someone who can do it for you. But now, like, I find like I do the same. I find like ChatGPT. I have a wedding, for example, to go to. Hey, it's gonna write the wedding speech for me. I'm just gonna give some pointers, and it's gonna write the wedding speech for me. It saves time. So yeah, it's possible to do all of this with a very small team now, and
Yes.
therefore turn the profitability.
Biggest thing people have to understand with any type of promoting for speed dating or speed matching or networking is how to leverage social media.
How to leverage social media.
It's just, and that's the biggest part is getting out there. You've got to plan for it. And I have seen that for social events like Speed Mingle events, Facebook's is a very good avenue.
What about
Google
Insta?
Ads don't work.
Definitely not LinkedIn, right? Not LinkedIn for sure, but maybe
Now,
Insta.
LinkedIn, even though we do reach out for LinkedIn, um, but Google and LinkedIn, their ads may work for a business aspect, but for social, but once again, is to help entice people to sign up early. Because unlike us 4 to 6 week time period, we offer 2 for 1 registrations up to 10 days before the event.
Hmm.
So that doubles our number of people. Yes, somebody's only paying $15, but it entices them to sign up early and bring someone with them. Plus, anybody who attends our events, we come back and bonus them at the end of the event to attend the next event. is we'll do 50% off our 2 for 1. So basically, if they want to come back to another event, they bring a new friend back and 2 people are going to attend for 15 bucks. Hey, you like that? You- I don't know why that does that, but I hit 2 fingers, balloons pop up whenever I do
It's
webcam.
AI. It's AI, man. That's what it is.
Yep,
It-
exactly. But
well, social media, it's where it's at today. We are actually making this interview for social media, and we get views, and it's working amazingly. I'm a investor in a company called Group Social. It's actually influencer and brands and business matching, where it's not, it's a bit different. You're doing speed matching, but this is a social influencer app for matching with brands like yours. So I'll send you some information. It's free to join. And what you can do is you can search influencers in your area, and then you can just do a collab. A simple collab could be give them a free ticket if they post like, to 10,000 people on, and you can track all of this in the app that they actually posted to 10,000 followers in Instagram or on Facebook. So this is a concept. I strongly believe that social media is replacing pretty much all the other advertising avenues. It's valid. It's also very legit because who people are. The followers. Like if they're actually got views. Everything is so easy to, and it's very personal. It's very personal approach. Like some of the influencers have a very loyal following, and the attention span is pretty high. So I think this is all for marketing for brands like yours, B2C. It's absolutely where it's at, in my opinion. Even B2B. Why am I saying B2B too, but
yeah,
B2C?
but like I said, it's I'm constantly looking at innovating. What are we doing different? Where actually, this afternoon I'll roll out where on Sunday evenings we're going to start with twice a month doing it. Anyone that attends our in-person event can I do the online speed matching concept as well, or they can join at a 9.99.
Right.
Where actually we're going to use our 52 plus 2 card game where we send them a question to talk about.
All right.
And we
This is
change
so.
that out with different people for it. But once again, is giving a bonus to people who attend in person. They can attend for free on a Sunday, and that could be, and that's nationwide. Is basically we'll advertise it where it may start at 6 o'clock Eastern time, 7 o'clock Central. Excuse me, I'm just the opposite. Maybe 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Central, 6 Mountain, and 5 Pacific. So
Right.
whether
Right.
we're in that market with the live event or not, if somebody wants to get on and do it, they're there um, for it and take advantage of the software people match. And that'll be more like a speed date where we will put gender possibly as a icebreaker for that.
It's
Is
interesting. Yeah.
but once again, it's trying to leverage and once again get the traffic out there because more people are there, more followers you have on social media, more people are apt to. Our biggest challenge I've had has been people thinking we're speed dating. I know we're not speed dating because that's when they want to know enough women, men, what's your age group, or so on. And once again, it's tough to do where mainly our events attract 30s, 40s, and 50-year-olds, but still being based here in Florida and doing Florida events, especially when at South Florida, I've got people in their 60s and 70s wanting to attend, but once again, there are not enough of them to be a successful event.
It's more like speed socializing, speed networking, or speed socializing. That's what you do, and it's a wonderful concept. So you are just before we wrap up, I just want to just make sure that whoever is watching it, and we got thousands of views. Uh, we as some of our videos reach more, but we get a lot of views. And I wanted to ask you, so what areas are you actually recruiting for or open? Are you or planning to open?
All 48 continental US states.
Okay. And what kind of people are you looking for? People with experience, people with certain type?
I want people with a personality.
Okay.
They've got to be able to talk. They've got to sit. I don't want somebody very quiet and scared. Yes, you're going to make extra money, but once again, is you have to have a personality.
And you probably want to love to connect people, to be out there, facilitating all this. You probably want people but multi-talented. I mean, they will have to have a lot of different skills, man.
Yeah, because once again, is that's one thing I took from my main firm, which is HRB Universal, which is I started off as doing consulting work for hotels and restaurants. Is whenever I would hire instructors to be trainers, is you had to have a personality, and part of their training was is they had to learn to present like Steve Jobs does.
Oh, yeah.
Is because once again, whether you like Steve Jobs or not, he sold us things in the world that we did not have to have.
That's true. That's
Like I
true.
said, we did not have to go from a flip phone to a smartphone. Eh,
Yeah.
he basically pioneered the smartphone industry. I'm an iPhone user, and
He's
that's when I
a
switched.
he's a they're marketing genius in his own
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Well,
And
in presentation wise, it amazed me looking at him through the years. Is on the screen behind him would be one or two words. You have to know everything about that. That's just to get the people's attention. And basically, when they did the keynotes and rolling out things, they've got a TV screen they're looking down below just as a prompter. But everybody presenting stuff had to know the product inside and out and practice as if they were an actor and an entertainer. And that's basically what it is. I mean, once again, you're trying to keep people's attention for a long period of time. You have to be entertaining.
I think the opportunity is there. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're looking for an opportunity, this is a very good opportunity. I personally believe there is going to be more and more need in personal events and not just events. It have to be fun, creative, with a special flair. And Brad has a formula. You don't have to start completely from scratch. He has a technology using speed match technology to power his events and a whole formula for success and proven formula. Brad, you're at what, 20 something events per month already at least, and it's working. And I love your formula. Can we just, before we go, what would be the advice for those people who are going um, to those events and they have a problem connecting or like being shy, or what top 2 3 tips would you give to those people who have a who want who need to go and connect, because you obviously master at this, if you're hosting events, you help that guy with a hat. Sometimes it's simple as take the hat off. It's simple as that. Dude, take the hat off. When you're talking to a lady. Okay, but give
Yeah.
us a few more of those. Maybe someone will walk out, from this with a tip or two.
Well, biggest part is I always go back to what most parents always told you: dress to impress. If you're going,
Just
basically dress for the occasion. Don't be overdressed or underdressed. Be stylish. Comb your hair. I mean, once again, like I said, you'd be surprised, especially us men. Men, we turn around, and don't think about it.
yeah.
Um,
If you're a rock star, you can be forgiven. But okay.
bingo. But once again, it's kind of like, but once again, that be willing to talk. Don't be stuck in your own area. Um, in your comfort zone, try and get out of your comfort zone. That's why we use a conversation starter game. So people aren't talking just basically how many kids you got, what kind of work you do. No,
Boring.
talk about topics that are there that are interesting, things you deal with in a lifetime. How would you handle certain things? I mean, once again, we've had questions on at events: is dating outside your race or religion? Um, is when you commingle expenses? When's the, how many dates, how many times you go out with somebody before there's possibly sex involved? Or you say, I love you. You've got to be open up to those questions. You've got to enjoy yourself. Okay. And the biggest part is getting out of your comfort zone. That's the biggest thing most people have a problem with is they're stuck in their comfort zone. That's why they're single. And especially if it's someone older that's been married for several years, getting back out in the dating world, they don't know how to do it.
Yes, yes. Amazing. I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, go out, join Speed Mingle, the original speed dating and speed networking experience, and live a little, loosen up a little bit, and go and be playful, and you know, take a chance. You know, it's that's what it takes. That's what it takes. Brad, how can people find you either to join your events or to talk to you about the business opportunity?
Okay. Of course, our website, thespeedmingle.com. You also can find us on social media at thespeedmingle.com.
All right.
Uh,
That's your handles, like the
yep.
literally. Okay.
Everything is thespeedmingle.com. Unfortunately, I was very stupid in the beginning when we started. We renewed and owned speedmingle.com, but I had a troll come in and thieve it from me.
Okay.
And they wanted to hold the domain hostage for about 25 grand.
Really?
So
Okay.
I said, that's fine. We're still in this infancy. We can relaunch and kick and punt. And went out there, and they're not willing to. And right now we're in litigation due to the domain host not
Well, of
performing,
course. Of course.
trying to
Yeah.
get it back. But we just stuck with it, and we'll stick with thespeedmingle.com, as well as always tune in to our weekly podcast, which we upload a podcast shorts on Saturdays and Sundays, called 21st Century Dating Decoded. We're on YouTube as well as Spotify and Apple Podcast.
Amazing. That's it. You absolutely cannot, miss it. Everyone, just go click subscribe. Also, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. We're also gonna put everything in the description. You will see all the links to Brad's social media and everything. So it's all gonna be there. And yes, hit the subscribe button if you like it. Our mission here is to help business owners like Brad to help connect the communities, connect their organizations, and help them run the events, match people, introduce people, connect people. That's what we do. So you can always find all of our information down there as well. Smart Match and Speed Match, two of our technologies are available. Ask any questions, request free trials. We're always here to help. Thank you, everyone, and have an excellent day.
Thanks, Tim. Bye.
Bye bye.